From Bellevue Memorial Stadium in Bellevue, Washington, Play on Sports and the WIAA Network present KingCo 3A Girls Soccer tonight. The Saints of Interlake take on the Wolverines of Bellevue. And good evening to you, everyone, along with Bill Hansen. I'm John Horton. Great to have you along with us for what should be a pretty darn good game. Interlake, one of the powers of the KingCo, rising up, while Bellevue has a little bit of a streak to them every now and then.
Yeah, they have their moments, as all teams do. But, you know, you never know which team's coming out to play tonight. We could see a great game, or we could see a great game, which is the beautiful thing about soccer.
And that's why we call him the soccer evangelist. Interlake comes into tonight's game with a record of 5-2-3 in KingCo, 7-2-3 overall. They are coached by Kirk Tavener. The Wolverines are coached by Scott Smith. They have a 4-5-1 KingCo record, 4-6-1 record overall. Interlake's wins over Cedar Crest, a 6-0 win. Redmond, Mount Si, Bellevue in a game played back on the 20th of September, and Sammamish with their losses both to Liberty by a 3-0 and 2-1 score, and ties against Mercer Island, Lake Washington, and Mount Si. Bellevue has been a little bit streaky. They had wins over Sammamish in their opener, Juanita, Sammamish again, and then Juanita again, but then went on a 4-game losing streak to Shorecrest, Interlake, Mount Si, and Liberty, and then lost later in the season to Mercer Island and Lake Washington, but had a tie against the Kangaroos. 40-minute halves. It will be Bellevue going from left to right on your screen, dressed in the white. Interlake in the navy blue with the Carolina blue numbers. And we are about ready to get underway. Bellevue kicking it off, and Sabrina Mahazafar handling it in the early moments.
Bellevue looking to maintain possession early here.
Isabel Butterfield had it, but mishit it a little bit, so it will go out and throw in coming to Interlake. Interlake, as we mentioned, 5-2-3. For Interlake, ooh, that was Sarah Williams knocking it right into the jaw of Sierra Sublete. Here's Butterfield, who played late in the game that we did here against Sammamish, came on and really showed her offensive firepower, but didn't play early in the game whatsoever.
That was a good game, John. The score did not actually tell the tale of that game. It was a much closer game than the scoreline let on.
Mahazafar getting it into the middle for Waddell. Ball goes over the touchline, and we'll have a throw-in for Interlake. Much like the last game, first few minutes of the game pretty much spent figuring out where the spaces are. Long throw-in. Tracy Monk controls it, but then it knocks right over to Emma Bergstrom. Bergstrom, the key player for the Saints, 8 goals, 4 assists, and 20 points on the year. She leads Interlake in scoring. On the back line, Corinne Foster. Over to the near side for Sophie French. One touch there by Sublete. Battle for the ball, Alexis Johnson has it. Reeled in by Interlake's Camille Sullivan, one of 3 captains on this team. Mahazafar goes after it, but Interlake will control, and that's Desi Domini. Nice one touch by Megan Young, and here comes Bellevue along the far side. Centering pass, but cleared out nicely by Sarah Williams. So we will see a throw-in from the far side, and handling it there will be Clarice Brook.
That was a very nice series of little one-touch passes in there, the give and go to release the French, wasn't it, on the outside?
I believe it was. Battle for the ball inside, knocked out by Ostlin, but put right back in and right on to goal as Katie Getzendanner reels it in for the first save of the evening. Good first touch there by Bellevue. Mahazafar tried to advance it, but Interlake with control. And then right back to the Wolverines. Johnson to the near side, stolen away by Sarah Williams. Williams in a battle for it, has it taken away by Sublete. Sublete gets the control. Long pass by Tracy Monk, looking for Mahazafar on the near side, but that will go all the way back to the goalie, who will clear it out with a foot, but instead, 17, Rachel Waddell was there to steal it away. Off the clear, battle for the ball, won by Emma Oslin. Oslin will play it over to Camille Sullivan, another one of the captains for Interlake. Here's Sullivan in midfield. Nice move. Brings it over to Ann Swan. To the near side, looking for possibly a cross is Williams into the box. Nicely trapped, but cleared out by Tracy Monk.
That was a decent trap. That needs to fall a little bit closer to her. It got away from her a little bit. Got to be able to pop that over your head and make a turn on it.
Sophie French along the far side.
Not an easy thing to do either.
I never profess to even be able to try it, let alone do it.
I just don't want to sound like I think it's easy to do.
Here's Sophie French along the far side. Plays the ball forward. I believe that's Mahazafar over there, but she can't keep the ball from going into touch. So we played 5 minutes of this match with a 0-0 score, or if you prefer, 0-0. Nice touch away by Waddell. Over to the near side is Johnson. They'll play it over to Sophie French. French always dangerous, looking for the cross. Takes it in the middle. Mahazafar is there. Plays
Nice
it back
touch.
and a shot and a goal. Rachel Waddell, the sophomore, adding to her total. That's her 5th goal of the year. And we have our first score of the game. Bellevue takes it to the back of the net with a 1-0 lead. Waddell from Johnson in the 5th minute provides our first score of the night.
And a very nice score that was. It was a great decision for Johnson to collect that ball and then leave it back to the runner. A lot of players don't have that vision and don't always think about that. When you get inside the box, a lot of people think net, net, net. When sometimes it's just an easy little drop, someone coming onto the ball like that and tuck it away for their first goal of the game.
Long ball played. Mahazafar chases it, and she's not able to keep it into touch. So it will be the Saints with the throw-in. And those who might be wondering, but I'm sure if you're watching this broadcast, you absolutely know, Saints, short for St. Bernard's. The logo is a big old dog.
I did not know that.
There you go. Otherwise, how could you have a public school named the Saints?
I never actually thought of that either, John. Wow. You know, I learned 2 things today.
Well,
and I learned something earlier at work today. It's been a banner day for me today.
Mahazafar and a great save by Getson Danner. Diving and gets her fingertips on that to knock it out of danger. Well done by the junior goalkeeper who has 5 shutouts on the season. Bellevue keeping the pressure on early. Throw into the box. Mahazafar has some room. Plays across, but it's knocked right out. Race for the ball, and it will be a foul called against Bellevue. Officials saw that there was advantage taken away.
Sublete here, I believe, is trying to remove her Under Armour while staying in the game. She was down on the far side over here waiting for the ball from Mahazafar and just was tucked in behind her player. Because she had her arm up her sleeve.
Talent beyond soccer.
You know, anything to stay on the pitch. That's a player right there. I do not want to come off, Coach.
Down to the 31:50 mark in the first half. Bellevue with a 1-0 lead on the goal by Rachel Waddell. Interlake will have the throw on the far side. Stolen away and nicely done, Sophie French. French on the move. Tried to pop it in for Waddell once again, but instead Interlake with a counterattack. Ball played up the near touchline where it will be controlled by Emma Bergstrom. Bergstrom crossed to the middle, one touch into the box. Bergstrom going after it, gets a left foot on it, but it will go off the foot of one of the Bellevue players, so we'll see a corner kick for Interlake on the near side.
That was a great counter. Interlake hasn't seen a whole lot of the ball in this half of the game so far. Bellevue's been controlling the pace and the possession pretty well, but you can always get stung with a good quick counter, and that was one. Almost produced something.
Annika Gronfors with the corner kick. Ball
Nicely
in
done.
the box, cleared out off the foot of Sam Fredman. Fredman, the goalkeeper for Bellevue.
Nicely done. I always like to see that. When the ball is thrown back to the back post, head it back to the near post. People are looking at net when you got somebody open.
Foster to midfield, where Interlake will gain control of the ball. Oslin loses it right back to Waddell. Waddell to Mahazabfar, trying a fancy move, couldn't get it around the Saints defender, and the reason why, a foul called. So Corinne Foster will take the free kick and will set up the offense instead of trying to play it forward. Well done. Madeline Bach lost control of the ball, and here comes Interlake on the counterattack before it's taken right back by Corinne Foster. Here on the back line, Sarah Williams pops it up to midfield for Emma Oslin. Ball goes into touch, and we will have a throw-in this time from the Bellevue Wolverines as you're watching 3A soccer on the girls' side on the WIAA network. A lot of different games on the WIAA network this year, brought to you by Play on Sports.
Yep, quite a bit to choose from, that is for sure. It's a plethora of sports.
A virtual cornucopia.
A smorgasbord, if you will.
Meanwhile, back at the game, Mahazafar will take control of it, tried to play it forward, but it goes off the head of Camille Sullivan. Ball deep into Bellevue territory, but control taken by Tracy Monk. Nice one-touch pass, courtesy of Alexis Johnson. Foul called as Waddell tried to move by the Bellevue defender, or excuse me, the Interlake defender, and apparently the foul called on Waddell. So Sarah Williams will take the free kick. We played just about 12 minutes in this one with a 1-0 Bellevue lead. Beautiful kick by Williams into the box, but it will go without peril right into the arms of Sam Fredman, the sophomore keeper who has 2 shutouts on this season. Great tempo for both teams so far. Sophie French going after it down the far side. Ball knocked into touch, so we'll have a throw-in for Bellevue.
Watch for French to be a danger down that side all day. She's got a quick little burst of speed. She's probably got with the ball a couple, 3 steps on that.
That's Isabel
defender.
That's Isabel Butterfield playing it back for Waddell. And I believe that would be French with the left foot taking the shot. Or get the binoculars out. My
night vision
not doing too well right now.
I think
but
that was
thankfully
Megan
we don't
Young.
have to be looking through the rain. I thought we were going to be literally playing this game on the lake tonight. But
instead of just across the lake?
Or Interlake, as the case may be. Mahazafar for Bellevue knocked off the ball and no call made. Interlake will maintain possession after the very tough, I guess you could say, body block there. Here comes Camille Sullivan. Sullivan tried to play it around Corinne Foster. Foster says, no soup for you. We're going to take it the other way.
No soup for you.
Here comes Rachel Waddell looking for the long ball, but instead it's played by Desi Domini along the back line. And Katie Getzendanner will take it on the punt. See, I learned from last time.
Yes,
yeah,
that's right.
I got home and my son went, it's a punt, Dad. It's a punt. I went, okay, I got you. I had called that the full volley last time, or if it had bounced, I probably would have called it a half volley. But no, it's a punt.
And if it would bounced, I would have called it a drop kick. Not to be confused with a punt.
The Bill Hansen glossary is available on no website near you. Here we go.
Coming to a store near you in no time soon.
Here comes Bergstrom. Bergstrom knows all the terms of soccer. She plays it with a right-footed, strong kick going through there, but it's Getzendanner reeling it in, or excuse me, it's Fredman reeling it in nicely.
That was about 30 yards out. That was a little ambitious.
Well played. Mahazafar didn't quite get to it, however. Marked off the ball by Courtney Fetter. And Tracy Monk will have the throw-in. Alexis Johnson back to Monk. Foster.
Bellevue's really knocking the ball around here very nicely.
This is Alexis Johnson playing it into space where it's reeled in by Butterfield. Butterfield will take it between defenders. Over to Waddell, the scorer of the first goal. Cleared out momentarily by the Saints. Looking for control, ball high in the air. You got to settle that one down, especially when you're playing on turf. Otherwise, it'll bounce all day on you. Here's Oslin. Oslin plays it into space, but nobody there on the overlap. She almost got it right back, but instead, Alexis Johnson will clear it out, but only for a moment as it's reeled right back in by Jamie Farrell.
Just a bit heavy on that touch to lose possession.
Counterattack opportunity for Rachel Waddell. Tried to play it long for Mahazafar. The back line doing its job for Interlake. Osland to Grandfors. And here along the near side. Oh, excuse me, that's Grandfors, and plays it up to Osland once again. Osland on the run, going up against Sublete. And the whistle will blow, and we'll see a free kick to be taken just outside the 18, maybe about 5 yards from the 18. Emma Bergstrom will take it. We saw earlier that she has quite the leg, and we'll see what those cyan-colored shoes might be able to do for her.
Nice last-minute set of the wall there by the keeper.
Yep. Three-person wall. Bergstrom high and nicely done by the sophomore keeper, Sam Fredman. Had a beat on that the whole way, hooked in the radar, and just reeled it on in.
You know, Bellevue's a pretty young team. They're going to be something to deal with over the next few seasons for sure.
Well, this particular lineup that Scott Smith has put out on the pitch seems to be connecting very, very well.
I only see one senior on the roster.
Mahazafar going after the ball, but playing it back to the goalie, Getzendanner. Interlake having a possession here, and this is Maya Sugiyama. Battle for the ball won by the Saints. Bergstrom to Grandfors with a high shot, which would count in lacrosse, but not quite in soccer. So we'll have a goal kick for Fredman. 21-20 to go.
Kind of a chilly night out here tonight. I'm glad I don't have to be out there running around in shorts. But then the other side of me says, I wish I was out there running around in shorts.
Personally, I don't enjoy shorts. I get too cold all the time.
I just enjoy running around.
There you go.
Love the game.
Ball not settling for anybody right here, but trying to take control of it, and she does, is Oslin, who plays it over for Sullivan. Here on the near side is Sugiyama. Sugiyama once again,
nice ball.
Right in front of the 18-yard box. A spinning shot taken by Emma Bergstrom, but Sam Fredman with the diving save, although I think it was more to block the goal than have a pretty Sports Center moment there.
Yes, I think she definitely went down out of necessity. That ball was definitely on frame inside that post. If she didn't get to it, it was a goal.
Well, we have a substitution. KingCo suffering a big loss this week in the world of soccer.
Yes, definitely. Coach Steve Newman of Mercer Island boys passed away Friday, and he's affected a lot of people's lives over his 20-plus years at the high school. And, I know I will certainly miss him dearly as a friend and mentor.
As will the soccer community here in Seattle. Former Sounder, from what I understand.
Yes. Back in the days of the NASL. One of their last years as a league.
Mm-hmm. That was still when the other Washington had the Diplomats after they had the Whips.
The who?
The Washington Whips was the first pro soccer team back in D.C., named after the people in Congress who tried to get things done for their party, the majority whip or the minority whip.
Yep.
There's the third thing you may have learned today.
I did not know that was why they were called the whip. I just thought they were quick-witted or something.
That would be the wit.
The wit or the quip.
Meanwhile, back in soccer land, Alexis Johnson has control for Bellevue. Has it stolen away. And here come the Saints. Centering pass. Bergstrom is there. Got it with a flick over to the near side, and Interlake still controls the ball just outside the 18, but it will be cleared away, but taken right back into danger. Sugiyama tried to get it to the top of the 18, wasn't able to do it, and Mahazafar just can't control it. That ball is bouncing around mightily on the field turf.
Did a great job to look for her help and come back for that.
Megan Pottinger, senior midfielder, tried to get it to Sierra Sublete. Knocked back into the zone by Tracy Monk. Mahazafar chasing after it and gets it. Nice hustle play. But ball stolen right away. But Interlake can't keep it too long, and it goes into touch, throw in for the Wolverines. Long ball down the near side.
Clearance.
Fredman able to clear it out.
Clearance more out of necessity, I think, than really a searching pass to someone.
That was Grandfors with that long pass earlier.
Uh-oh.
Grandfors will have the shot, and it will go right into the fingertips of Sam Fredman, who literally made a lot of people nervous, but she was confident back there in front of the nets.
Yep. As a coach, they're going to look at that and go, you might have gone down just a hair early on that one. You got to have footwork. Maybe that could have been picked up by taking a step to the left and scooping the ball. But in the run of play, it's very hard to judge that. Great trap there by Camille Sullivan.
Yeah, Sullivan, one of the captains for Interlake. If you're just joining us live, I realize that if you're watching on YouTube on tape delay that you've been watching the game. It's Bellevue in the white, Interlake in the navy blue, and Bellevue with a 1-0 lead, 16:07 to go in the first half.
And I hope if you're watching on tape delay, you're watching on the WIAA-network.com.
How else would they find it?
I don't know.
Maybe through YouTube, perhaps. I don't know.
That's possible, but WIAA Network broadcasts quite a lot of different sports. I've seen wrestling. They did the state champions last year. Mm-hmm. They did swimming. I believe they've even done cheer competitions.
I know that for a fact.
Yes.
Interlake looking for some cheer of their own, down 1-0. Battle for the ball on the far side, and it will be won by Bellevue on a throw-in. Down to the 15-minute mark in the first half. Wolverines with a 1-0 advantage on the goal by Rachel Waddell, the assist to Alexis Johnson in the 5th minute. Interlake will now have a throw-in. Goes into the 18. Bergstrom is there, but instead of Bellevue defender able to take it out, that's Corinne Foster.
Interlake kind of on a little bit of a momentum shift here. Bellevue doesn't seem to be able to clear their zone very long.
Headed back by Interlake. And I'll have to get a number on the long-haired young lady in the blonde. I cannot see her number on her shorts because it's covered up by her jersey. But I will try to spot her, and that is number 6, Jamie Farrell. But between the ponytail and the untucked shirt, it's hard to see the number over there.
Yes, it is.
Number ponytail.
You know, they just don't number jerseys and shorts for our benefit.
They do not.
They think they do.
You don't hear anything about TV numbers because in high school, usually you don't have to worry about that, except with Play on Sports and the WIAA network. You got a lot of television coverage this year. Brought to you via the web.
You know, which I find quite exciting because I think about this and go, there are possibly billions of people listening to us right now.
That would be possible.
In reality, maybe hundreds. Thousands.
Are you going to start doing a Michael Buffer?
No.
For the millions watching around the world and the thousands?
The potential billions? Yeah. Somebody's got to have a cousin in India, right?
Meanwhile, back in soccer land, Megan Pottinger plays it up for Tracy Monk. Knocked back into the Bellevue zone where it will be controlled by Annika Granfors.
Great run down that outside.
That's Farrell over to the far side. Taken in by Granfors, but cleared out by the Bellevue defense. But it will be a throw-in for Interlake.
I believe that's Sarah Williams taking the throw-in here. She made a great run down that wing.
Tried to play it in the corner for Granfors. 3 defenders back there for Bellevue trying to figure out how to get it out of the zone. And finally an opening. And taken right back. This game brought to you in stereo.
Really picked up.
Oh, a foul called against Interlake. So we'll have a free kick just inside midfield.
I don't know if you can hear it, but the Interlake fans right below us objecting wholeheartedly to that foul call. But as we know, the referees are always right. His
comments are his own and not necessarily those of the WIAA network. Actually, that one might be.
Yeah, see, there you go. I'm trying to make up for the last game here. Now, this center here has been doing a great job. Hasn't been calling ticky-tacky fouls, and he's letting the game play on. The mark of a good referee is to keep control of the game without anybody really noticing that they're there.
If you don't notice the officials, that's when they've done an excellent job.
That is correct.
Here's Megan Pottinger. Megan Young. Ball played to the far side. I believe that's Clarice Brooke. Ball goes into touch, and we'll have another throw in. But first, the substitution. Rachel Waddell coming in for Alexis Johnson. Waddell, who scored the first goal for Bellevue. Nice steal, and here comes Interlake on the run. But taken right back, Bellevue controls it. Tracy Monk. Hard touch there. Megan Young can't control it. And coming back to save the day is Waddell. Plays it over to the far side for Isabel Butterfield. Now the ball will come over to the near side. That's Corinne Foster. Chasing after it, but not able to keep it in is Tracy Monk. So good opportunity here for the Interlake Saints. Sugiyama with the throw in. Breaking away, Grand Force tried to get something going, but instead, Mahazapar for Bellevue at the center circle before Interlake takes it right back. Desi Domini on the back line. This is Camille Sullivan. Sullivan to the far side. That's
continuing her run.
Emma Bergstrom now playing over on the right side. Collecting it, Grand Force tries the shot, couldn't get the whole foot on it. Rolls right into the hands of Sam Fredman. And with 9 minutes to go in the first half, Bellevue maintaining the 1-0 lead over Interlake.
Interestingly enough, with that shot right there, Interlake has now had more shots than Bellevue this half.
What are the numbers there?
2 shots for Bellevue and 3 for Interlake. But, you know, if you're going to have a 50% goal-scoring ratio, I can live with low percentage numbers, 2 or 3.
You just have to score them at the right time.
Whatever it takes. Like Coach Newman would tell me, just get a little nick on it. Get some part of your body on it. Just whatever it takes.
Pottinger, ball played back, tried to get it to Waddell. Waddell trying to corral it once again, but she'll need the back line with Corinne Foster to play it back into the zone. Back and forth they go. Sugiyama tried to play it up the line, but went a little off course with it. Pottinger once again. Foster sends it upfield looking for Mahazapar. Stolen away, Interlake with control of the ball now. Bergstrom, the long ball, looking for, I believe, Kaylee Randolph, and she can't get the shot off. Bellevue will have a goal kick.
Yes, They will. Now, Kaylee Randolph, that was a great run down the side. I wasn't sure she was going to get to the ball, but she did get there, got around her player. Just it was hard to put the ball into the center into what was essentially nobody there.
Big battle for the ball in the corner. It's Bergstrom going up against Clarice Brook. Here in the middle, fancy footwork, Farrell. Back to Camille Sullivan. Tries to loop it in, and that ball will go over the end line, and we'll see another goal kick.
It is so much tougher on the field to see. I mean, I see an easy one from here, but when I know I'm down there, especially in the box, my head is at my feet, trying to make sure I maintain possession.
Interlake retreating a little bit before going forward. Ball headed into touch by Megan Pottinger. So Interlake will have an opportunity here with 6:07 to go in the first half. Sugiyama to take the throw in. To the foot of Kaylee Randolph. Randolph tried to play it into the 18. Ball dangerously hanging around the box there. And Farrell comes down with it. A shot taken by Bergstrom. Bounces off the foot of Bellevue defender. And Bellevue will have control with about 5:30 to go. Mahazafar, who's been playing the striker position today. Ball stolen away. Here comes...
Oh, great ball.
Here comes Annika Granfors, who plays it into the side of the goal, but Fredman did not see she was over the end line, and we'll see a corner kick upcoming for Interlake. Great opportunity with just about 5 minutes to go in the first half. Granfors will take it, a left-footed corner kick here. Granfors booms it to the far side of the box. A header goes just over the bar.
Very excellent.
I believe that was Farrell getting her head on it. So Brooke takes the goal kick for the Wolverines. Early in the game, it was mostly Bellevue taking the charges. Now in the latter part of the first half, Interlake has had control.
Yeah, and with that, what has happened here is the gap between the midfield and the forward, the lone forward for Bellevue has increased and gotten wider as Interlake keeps pushing at them. And with that gap widening, it's hard to make connections from your midfield and your defense to your forward. Which is one reason why I tried not to play a lone forward, that you don't need that gap. Mahasabfar needs to be able to come back for the ball to close that gap, but then you're all tucked down into your defending third.
Well,
run down the line
here comes Pottinger, lays it back for Waddell. Waddell will see it go over the touchline, and a throw-in upcoming for Interlake, deep in their own end. A looping pass headed by Granfors. Ball bouncing around, and it's Camille Sullivan for Interlake. Trying to gain control by position is Bergstrom, and Bergstrom will pretty much cause the foul there, so Interlake will have an opportunity here. Nice positioning by the junior forward. So here's Sarah Williams. Hop, skip, and a jump, and a long ball. Headed out of danger. And here comes Sophie French. Excuse me, Isabel Butterfield.
Correct.
Butterfield all the way down.
And
she takes the shot, and it's just wide.
Wow.
Butterfield looking coast to coast. And just when she got to the border, it was just to the outside.
And she had that, if 6 inches to the right on that shot, that was her net. Keeper didn't move. She was stone cold caught dead where she was at. That's a ball she's going to be thinking about later. Wishing she had that back again. But, great shot. Great work to get there. Great effort to finally be able to pull the trigger on that.
Into the final 2 minutes of the first half as the clock goes down to the field. Bellevue foul. Restart upcoming. And here come the Saints. Near side, Sugiyama. With the right foot, has it cleared out by Foster. Mahazafar in a battle for the ball. But to the rescue, Corinne Foster.
Great ball.
Nicely done to Mahazafar, but there, right on the spot, Katie Getzendanner, the junior goalkeeper.
Well played by the keeper. She's keeping her head in the game, on her heels, backing up, prepping for that ball, and it got free and got through too deep. She was able to change her direction.
Kaylee Randolph gets a touch in towards the goal for another shot. Fredman with a save. In the closing moments of the first half. Butterfield. Ball played over pretty much cross field where Tracy Monk will have it. Time running out in the first half. Butterfield around Camille Sullivan. A nice move, but Sullivan takes it right back. Interlake maybe with one more chance in the half. Instead, it'll be Corinne Foster. Up to Waddell. Will Bellevue or Interlake get one more opportunity before the half? Official looking at his watch. Seconds are ticking down indeed. Sullivan to the near side. Interlake will have a throw in, but will they have an opportunity?
There it is.
No, they will not, as the whistle sounds, ending the first half of play.
So going into the half now, as a coach, what do you do with your kids here? What do you talk to them about? What kind of adjustments do you make?
Those will be some of the things we will talk about when we return to the Bellevue Memorial Stadium in Bellevue, Washington, where you're watching the WIAA Network. The score at halftime, Bellevue 1, Interlake 0. just about ready to get the second half underway, along with the soccer evangelist Bill Hansen. John Horton with you from Bellevue Memorial Stadium, where the Bellevue Wolverines lead the Interlake Saints by a score of 1-0. Rachel, I thought I'd written it down. Hold on a sec. Yes,
Yeah,
Rachel
Waddell.
Rachel Waddell from Alexis Johnson combining in the
6th minute.
6th minute. I said 5th, but I was looking at the clock rolling down. Things that you saw in the first half, putting your coaching hat on that you tried to give to me earlier.
Well, like I said, if I'm the Bellevue coach over there, I'm going to talk about trying to close up that gap between my midfield and my forwards. I might make an adjustment, bring me another forward up, or play my midfielders more in a diamond shape, so I have an attacking center mid, something to help close that gap when Interlake is pushing at me so hard, because Interlake's playing a lot of very direct balls over the top very quickly, while Bellevue tries to build from the back. And if I'm the Interlake coach, I might start thinking about pushing one more forward up if I'm going to play that direct and going to be able to take advantage of that gap if it doesn't get closed. I may push 3 forwards, run a 4-3-3, try and take some advantage of Bellevue sitting on their heels for that time. Who knows how it's going to go. Myself, as a coach, I tend to not make too many adjustments unless I'm really desperately behind or really outplayed, because most of the time I think to myself, you know what? I'm going to make them play my game. I know what's right, and we're going to win even if we're not ready right now. And I try to tell my boys that all the time. Well, I'm not behind a whole lot at halftime because of the plethora of strength that is in the program where I'm at. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to make the other team play my game.
Any statistics stand out to you from the first half?
Other than the fact that this whole battle has been going on in the midfield, and a lot of it lately in the second part of the first half has been in the attacking third in the midfield of Bellevue, trying to bring the ball out. They've had some opportunities. They've been forward, and when they do it with great possession and great strength. They just haven't been able to convert on they've only had 2 shots. Mm-hmm. So actually 3 shots now that I think about it, but they've converted it on 1, and right now that's the one that is the difference in this game. And that could be the one that is the whole difference. One never knows.
Well, as Ron Fairley would tend to say, if you score more goals than the other team, you have a good chance of winning the game.
There you go. Ron Fairley. That sounds like something he might have stole from Yogi Berra.
Well, tonight's words to live by at halftime: if you're going to tape something down,
you better bring some tape.
That's right. Things you learn in the broadcast booth here at Bellevue Memorial Stadium, where we are finally ready for the second half. The Interlake Saints getting ready to kick it to start half number 2 on what is a cold night, but thank goodness we have heat in the booth. Long ball played off the kickoff, but knocked right back by Bellevue, as we'll try to set the lineups as we see them. Katie Getzendanner is in goal for Interlake, while Sam Fredman in goal for Bellevue.
And that's it.
No, I'm not going to set. I'll try to set the entire lineup as we go along. Nice kick by Shepard. Inside, looking for the shot is Bergstrom. Played off the ball, still in danger. Bergstrom tries to get a foot on it, but can't quite get the ball away. Oh. Nice play from behind, and a battle for the ball, and a jersey pulled down.
Scissors.
And it will be Bellevue's possession. Corinne Foster to take the kick. Long ball looking for Mahazafar down in the corner. Instead, at midfield, it will be Tracy Monk. Mahazafar plays it back towards the middle, but it's booted away by Desi Domini. Interlake looking for the attack. Bellevue keeping on the pressure. This is Alexis Johnson, who had the first assist of the night. Waddell.
Looking to get it on her left foot, I believe, there.
Here comes Interlake. Fancy moves to the near side. And reading under the ponytail, Carissa Shepard, the sophomore defender. And taking the throw-in is Williams. High kick by Bergstrom, and no call made. Bergstrom looking for a cross. Finds the cross, and almost one of those own goal situations, but Megan Pottinger able to put a soft head to it into the hands of Sam Fredman.
She's going to claim that that was intentional.
It's a good thing Fredman happened to be in the place that she was.
It may well have been.
This is Butterfield for Bellevue. Mahazafar thought she might have gotten it, but unable to get forward to the ball. Bellevue throw in. Monk off the throw in. Plays it into the box. Mahazafar tries to get under it. Nice positioning by Waddell. That ball not being settled one little bit. Bouncing around the field turf. And Interlake gets an opportunity, but it's taken right back and then taken right back on the other side. Here come the Saints. Bergstrom trying to stay onside. As the defender and Bergstrom really in a tussle down there.
And that's a play where Bergstrom needs to come across the field to start a horizontal run before you turn vertical. Because she just ran into an offside position. She caught herself and came back, being very aware of her positioning on the field. But that was a long pass to have to make under pressure into somebody under pressure. Check to the player, get yourself some space, get you between your man and the ball. Present yourself as an opportunity.
Interlake on the attack until Clarice Brooks says, "You spoke too soon." Isabel Butterfield bringing it down the near side, tries to play it across center, and is able to get it to Megan Young. Young to the far side. Inside, Waddell tries to get a foot on it, but it's cleared out by Interlake.
Now you see the adjustments that were made at halftime by Bellevue here. They are pushing farther forward. They are closing that gap up. They still are leaving Mahazafar up there alone as the lone forward.
Shepard up for Bergstrom. Bergstrom.
Great ball.
Nice cross right to the foot of Shepard, but she couldn't get the right angle on the shot, and it rolls harmlessly to the right side as we played the first 5 here in the second half. Bellevue with a 1-0 lead.
Tough ball to hit there. Just a little bit behind her. It's hard to open your hips up towards the net and really make good contact and direction with it. As we see the ball played out and bouncing around the midfield a little bit here. Sullivan finally controls it and then gives it up, and the ball goes into touch for a Bellevue throw-in. This will be Clarice Bruce.
It's Brooke.
Brooke, that makes more sense. I wasn't reading the roster when they were calling it off earlier.
Or you were thinking of bruschetta,
yes,
as an appetizer, perhaps.
Yeah, yes. I have only had a salad today. I started my new diet along with my Muay Thai classes this morning. And I can tell you that tomorrow I'm probably going to be very sore.
And that will be totally chronicled on the Soccer Evangelist new web channel that is found on Commodore 64s across the country. 33-33 left to go in the second half.
Commodore 64s, right up there with Hunt the Wumpus.
To think that none of these kids were born when a Commodore 64 was around.
Oh, their parents are going to laugh.
The Commodore 64 without a floppy.
Oh.
That was always interesting. Meanwhile, back in soccer land, here's Sarah Williams.
You know, the Commodore 64 was around when shin pads weren't required.
Oh, that just plain hurts thinking about it.
Oh, I didn't wear shin pads until I was in my early 20s, I think, when they made it so I had to wear them. Socks around the ankles. The best shoe available was the Copa Mundial. Of course, then it was made of kangaroo. Now it's calf skin or something. But it cost the same as it cost back then.
Here's Butterfield. Nice movement on the ball. Forward to Mahazafar.
Oh, nice move by Mahazafar. She's got help down the far side there, and she sees it. And pulling into the space, getting the ball right back.
Mahazafar looking to try to get across, but kept from the ball by an Interlake defender, and will have a goal kick with 31:52 to go in the game.
Yep, we are in the 9th minute of the second half.
Of the 16th day of the 10th month of the 2012 year.
Now my head hurts. I am a product of public schools. Soccer, I know. Numbers, not so much. Unless it's many times in the back of the net.
But you were looking at two teams representing two of the best schools in the area academically. So let's give credit where credit is due there.
You apparently went to a school that was similar.
No, I went to an all-boys school back east.
Oh, so there was nothing to do but study.
Pretty much. Goal kick to be taken.
I was supposed to go to school a whole lot more than I did.
More tips found once again on the Soccer Evangelists web channel.
Don't do what I did. I was lucky that my son learns by the other people's mistakes.
Here we go with Jamie
Great
Farrell.
ball.
Nicely done to Emma Bergstrom. Bergstrom with a shot.
Just wide. Beautiful take.
And Fredman went down looking for the ball, but knew that she didn't have to play it. And it will be a goal kick for Bellevue. Turned out to be a pretty nice evening. We had some major showers earlier today.
It's held off well for the game so far. And actually, I don't think it's going to. Maybe there's some clouds up there. But that was Brooke with the goal kick.
And here is Isabel Butterfield. Butterfield has 12 points on the season, 4 goals, 4 assists, and had the game-winning goal versus Sammamish in our last game here. Back and forth, Young and I believe that was
ball.
Williams. Here's Williams to Bergstrom. Bergstrom back to Williams. Looking for the corner. Bergstrom's wide open, but Williams couldn't get the ball in there. And now a nice shot taken from the far side. Fredman with the save and the shot by a number that's running away from me.
That was an excellent cross and a great, great full volley.
Annika Grandforce with that shot. Wanted to make sure we gave credit where credit was due. And a foul called. So this will be a dangerous situation, especially with the power behind the leg of Emma Bergstrom. We have seen her boom the ball on many occasions tonight. And this might be one that will go straight towards the goal.
33 yards out. The way they're setting up, it's quite possible.
Only a two-man wall. There it goes high. And Fredman's going, you're not going to fool me that easily.
No.
As we go under 30 minutes to go. Or actually, the clock has stopped for some Twilight Zone-ish reason at 29:15.
I have us in the 12th minute of the second half. So that being 28 minutes left, roughly, to play.
Mahazabfar loses it. And picking it up is Jamie Farrell. But back to Bellevue it goes. Mahazabfar being played off the ball by Alexis Johnson.
Nice physical play there.
Sarah Williams. And Interlake will have the opportunity here. We'll do our best to keep you in touch with the time. But the numbers have stopped moving. Also on the scoreboard because it's still a 1-0 lead for Bellevue since minute number 6. Waddell from Johnson for the Wolverine goal.
With about 27 minutes left to play.
Oh, well done. Back in the days of the Commodore 64 and the telephone time lady. You're our telephone time lady for the day. Substitutions coming up.
At the tone, the time will be.
So coming back into the match is, or actually for the first time that I can remember, is Lily French, the freshman midfielder. Had an excellent game against Sammamish in the one opportunity we had a chance to call a game here.
That was a very French game, actually. Both of the sisters played very well that day.
Mais oui. Oh, the clock is now rolling. We'd like to inform our affiliates that the clock is now rolling. Bellevue looking to get on a roll here, and this is Butterfield to the near side. French has some help in Brooke. Knocked into the middle, and counterattack opportunity as Sarah Williams had it for just a moment before it was knocked into touch by Corinne Foster. But here come the Saints. Shepard into the middle, tried to get it for Sullivan, and instead Butterfield will come away with it.
Horizontal to vertical.
Ball almost stolen away, but Interlake will maintain possession. On the far side, it's Granfors. Plays it back for Camille Sullivan. Sullivan using the back line for assistance and very well played into space. This is Carissa Shepard. Ball goes into touch. Interlake will maintain possession. Great to have you along with us on the WIAA network if you're watching us live or watching us after the fact on WIAAnetwork.com.
I'm just going to thank you right now because I'm going to go home and listen to this, and I'm going to want to say thank you to you for that. No, I don't have to.
The things you can do with technology these days. Throw in upcoming for Clarice Brooke. Plays it to Alexis Johnson. Butterfield can't control it. Ball played ahead, looking for Annika Granfors. Granfors was able to get a foot on it, but not maintain control, and Tracy Monk will have the throw in on the far side for the Wolverines, who lead 1-0 on a cool night in Bellevue.
Cool. Downright cold.
Megan Young trying to get control of it. She does. Sends it forward. Mahazafar is not there, but it goes off I believe Mahazafar's foot and into touch, so we'll have a throw in from the far side. And who will get control? Let's go to our meteorologist for a weather update. Bill?
It is currently 55 degrees here in Bellevue, Washington, and a little overcast and cloudy. The wind blowing in from the north through the stadium.
That weather update brought to you by no one in particular. Bellevue looking for the charge. Mahazafar over to the far side. Ball played into the middle. I believe that was Butterfield, but not sure.
I believe you are correct.
But we'll see a corner kick now, I believe for the first time, for either the first or second time for Bellevue tonight.
This is actually the second corner kick for Bellevue tonight, correct. And Butterfield has actually stepped up into that, filling that gap role like we talked about. They're kind of playing a 1-2 high-low forward right now, or an attacking midfielder. So she was getting caught back before. Maybe that's what the coach had to say to him at the halftime. She's definitely filling in that space, and they're linking up a little bit better.
Megan Young to take the corner. It'll be a right-footed corner. High in front, ball knocked off the head of one of the Interlake players. I believe that was Camille Sullivan. But Fredman, no problem with that. Nice punt. And give credit where credit is due. That was Getzendanner with the punt. I got the shades of blue and gray a little mixed up there. My apologies. I'd be up for a Pam Ward Pammy if I was doing college football. Shot taken. Oh, just a little bit high. I believe that was Grandfors with a shot.
And that's the fourth shot this half for Interlake. They had 5 in the first half, and they've had 4 in the second half, and they're 21 minutes left to play.
Actually,
so they're not even halfway through this.
Sarah Williams with a shot there. We've been used to seeing Grandfors playing in that position.
And Williams has been quite effective since she's moved into it.
There's Grandfors. Bergstrom can't control it. And Fredman will have it for Bellevue. Megan Young.
Oh,
and just a bit outside. So Interlake will have an opportunity. They've had a lot of scoring this year. Interlake with 23 goals for, 11 against. Getzendanner with 5 shutouts on the year, but Farrell has 4 goals, Sullivan with 3, Bergstrom with 8. No lack of firepower for Interlake, but Bellevue has just been on their A game tonight. Ball rolls into touch. Interlake will have it.
And Sophie French over there had a nice little Maradona move on the sideline there. You got to call that out when you see it, because that's it just looks so nice when it's done properly.
Interlake with an opportunity, but the Bellevue defenders working very well, but taken right back. This is Emma Bergstrom. She'll play it in the middle to Sarah Williams. Williams finds, I believe that's Bays Muchmore, Aurora, and a long shot taken, and a nice save by Fredman. Shot on that play.
I believe that was Kaylee Randolph. And it was.
As we mentioned, sometimes numbers a little hard to see from our position, but my 49-year-old eyes doing the best they can. I do see that that's Clarice Brooke playing it over to the far side. And in the corner is Madeline Bach. Running after it for Bellevue, Sublette. This is Tracy Monk. Inside for Sophie French.
Uh-oh.
Or excuse me, Lily French. Ball rolls into the 18. And Getson Downer to get that ball. I hadn't planned that all night. It just happened.
I can tell, and that was a great happening. Sometimes the best things happen by accident.
17:51 on the scoreboard clock. The official clock being kept on the field and on the wrist of Sir William.
They're within the ballpark now, within
Okay.
the minutes.
So we'll go back to trusting the scoreboard.
Yes. Which you at home cannot see.
That's why we bring you the time updates.
That's right. We're just generous like that. We like you to have the full effect of the game.
Here comes the Wolverines. Sophie French on the far side. Long ball played. That by Megan Young, and it will go way over the top. And with 17 minutes to go, Katie Getzendanner will have the goal kick. Taking her own goal kicks as Interlake moves the line way out. Ball brought in, nicely done by Isabel Butterfield. Megan Young playing it over for the far side for Sophie French. This very much looking like the lineup that played early in the Sammamish game that we saw. Ball to the near side. This is Lily French. French tried to play it around Aurora Bays much more, wasn't able to, but getting it back is Butterfield. Butterfield tried to play it up for Madeline Bach, couldn't get it there.
See, Bellevue has made the shift here, and they're playing both of the French girls much higher than they were playing their outside wings before. Brooke has actually settled back a little bit.
Possibly playing to their style of play.
Butterfield, I mean, has pulled back off a little bit. Well, Mahasafar up there by herself has been running her tootsies off. I mean, she's been really hustling. She hasn't had a break all game until now, and I got to say, she's feisty and she's aggressive, and she seems like she's very fit because she's constantly moving, and that's the kind of player that I like to have on my team.
Nice hustle there by Bellevue's Megan Young trying to get the ball away. And a collision between Emma Bergstrom and I believe that was 15, and it was Clarice Brooke. So just outside the 18, taking the free kick will be Annika Granfors. And Annika will have a lot of firepower over on that far side looking for a header. Two-man wall, left-footed kick upcoming. Going right towards the goal and hits the crossbar of the uprights. Not quite that as close as you might think to the crossbar of the actual goal.
No. Quite a bit behind, and I believe 1.5 feet higher.
Well, those are 10 feet. The football crossbar is 10 feet. So is it 8.5 for soccer? Come on, Coach.
8.
8.
I didn't know what the football. I didn't know what the throw ball crossbar was. Sorry, Alex, but I didn't know.
The throw ball.
Yep. Football is played with your foot.
13:38 to go. in the game. Bellevue with a 1-0 lead. Interlake has been knocking on the door, just can't quite go through. Waddell and Pottinger coming in for Lily and Sophie French. So we'll see a slightly different looking attack here.
But the coach at Bellevue trying to get his young freshman some more experience in the field.
Butterfield will move over to the near side where Lily French was playing. That's where she scored the goal against Sammamish from, that very position, late in the game. That game was a 0-0 tie throughout most of regulation until 2 late goals by Bellevue gave them the victory, one of 4 they've had this year. Long ball easily collected by Getzendanner. Sends it right back on the punt. Ball does not settle, but finally settling it is Madeline Bach. Bach inside for Waddell.
Nice touch there.
Going into the corner is Bach. Bach plays it into the 18, but nobody home there. Ball cleared to midfield where Corinne Foster collects it, but here comes Interlake on a counterattack. Nice handling.
Here? It is Sophie Williams once again.
And a shot, but a collision between 2 shins instead of much of a shot there.
That was a nice ball in by Sophie Williams. Sarah Williams, sorry. I don't know where I came up with Sophie. But it was a great ball nonetheless.
I'll hand you that one. Inside, playing it in the box with a couple of heads is Brooke. Interlake still maintaining control, but ball into touch, and Bellevue will have the throw in. Thought that might have been on the line, but the linesman was there.
It bounced on the line, and then she headed it when it was out. She should have taken that out of the air instead of letting it bounce.
Butterfield for Bellevue. This is Waddell. After the back line, Alexis Johnson has it.
And she's either going to go home and listen to this and go, wow, he's a jerk, or, he was right. Hopefully the latter.
I hope so. Interlake looking for some sort of opportunity, and they've got about 10 minutes to do it. Trying to create one is Bergstrom. But the back line of Bellevue playing very well. Brooke, nice ball to Butterfield. Butterfield coming down the near side. Butterfield moves over to her right, maybe looking for the shot, takes the shot. Getzendanner with the save. Down under 10 minutes to go. Interlake with an opportunity. This is Bergstrom. Bergstrom in the corner. Gets loose. Comes out. Looks for a shot. Takes the shot and it goes in. Emma Bergstrom with the game-tying goal with 9:27 to go. Call that minute 31 of the second half. Or if you add it all up, the 30th minute.
Of the second half.
Of the second half.
70th minute.
Nonetheless, an excellent goal, as Bergstrom will get her 9th goal of the year.
Well earned. Cheating one on the near post from a bad angle.
Mahazafar back into the game for Bellevue. And now a sense of urgency. Long ball, Butterfield. Getzendanner a little bit out of the net, and Getzendanner slaps it away. Getzendanner had come off her line to play the ball. And Bellevue had a amazing opportunity down there.
And this will be their third corner kick of the night. That's when you can be caught the most, right after you've made a goal.
Waddell on the corner. Nobody home, but taken inside the 6 and a little bit of a collision there. Played back behind the net. So finally, Interlake will be able to get a little bit of breathing room here. 1-1 the score.
This has been an exciting game so far, John. I've really enjoyed watching this. The momentum has shifted a couple times back and forth. Both teams are playing really well and very solid. Different styles of ball, yet both of them finding a way to make it effective when it counts.
Sullivan in a battle with Sublette.
Interlake on the attack again here.
Bergstrom lurking in the middle, but the ball played
off of Bellevue for a corner.
And I believe that's Camille Sullivan having to get the binoculars out to discover it is not. I believe that's Granfors.
Tracy, oh.
Let me see if I can get the number as she turns around. And it is Annika Granfors with a corner kick. Left-footed corner kick goes low. I don't think that's what she had in mind, but it might work out anyway.
Sarah Williams on the ball. She's had a lot of the ball this second half.
And here is Mahazafar. Misplays it and kind of gets shoved out of the play. No call is made.
Shielded.
It both starts with a shield or shoved. Depends upon how you she it.
Careful.
The back line of Bellevue. Standing strong there, but almost too strong of a pass. But the Wolverines will control it. But just for a moment, is Interlake now back on the attack before Bellevue says, okay, settle down. Both teams looking for some sort of opportunity, and this may be one. Here is Williams.
Once again.
From the back line, a little help. But that might lead to a counterattack opportunity. But Mahazafar gets one of those strands in the field turf that is just a little bit longer than the rest, which will allow Interlake to have the throw-in.
I've never heard it described that way, but it's happened to me before. Now I know what to say next time.
Those nasty elongated strands and the funky pebbles that'll jump up and get you?
Those darn little rubber bits.
They're all over my car.
Gosh, in my house. I don't think you ever truly get rid of them. I find them in things that I haven't seen for several years.
Backpacks get full of them. Tracy Monk with the throw-in. Oh, big-time opportunity. Mahazafar has some help, plays it back. And a long, long shot taken, mishandled for just a moment, but Clarice Brooke got the boot into that one. Getzendanner collecting it off the punt, kept in by Interlake, but stolen away by Brooke. This is one of those times where you have to look for those long balls just coming in unexpectedly. Mahazafar into the 18.
Look for your
Some
help.
fancy footwork. Lays it out, but a collision right outside of the 18 between two players. And now it's an opportunity. Williams coming away for the counterattack. Williams up against Corinne Foster. Foster with a knockaway. Sullivan collects it. Shepard
wide
to the near side for Farrell. Shepard once again stolen away this time by Clarice Brooke. High ball. Saints player falls down, but no call made. I think pretty much leaning towards the ball, trying to get something happening. As the clock is about to come to the 2-minute mark in about a minute. Means we have a little less than 3 to go. Mm-hmm. And the throw-in will be by by Carissa Shepard. Mahazafar doesn't quite play it far enough. Tracy Monk taken down by Mahazafar, and that will be a foul called. That was a tough tackle there.
A little bit from behind, and she didn't quite get the ball. But, it wasn't dirty, and it wasn't vicious, but it was a little bit out of frustration.
Here's Williams. She's been around the ball quite a bit in the second half. Williams going to the far side.
Nice move.
Grand Fours looking for an opportunity as the clock is stopped at 2 minutes. Saints having to retreat and set up the play. So will we have a last-minute wonder? Domini for the Saints. Ball played towards Bergstrom. Williams comes away with it for a moment, but taken away by her like number, Alexis Johnson, for the Wolverines, and Bellevue will have the throw-in. Ball played off the head of one of the Wolverine players, but they said it went off a Saint, so we'll still have a Bellevue throw-in.
I was pretty sure that first throw-in should have been Interlake as well.
Ball headed around, Mahazafar in the region, but that ball kicked into touch at midfield. Interlake will get an opportunity here as they'll have the throw-in.
Within the last minute of play by my watch, in the 40th minute.
This is where it can sometimes get really fun. And watch out here, Mahazafar going down the far side of the field. Ball cleared out. Let's see how quickly they can get the throw-in going. The coach running after the ball, trying to help his players keep possession and keep it going and have some time to get a shot off. Inside the 18. Ball played across dangerously. Interlake able to clear it out, and that ball is cleared upfield. Chasing it is Johnson. And Brooke has it, and that will do it for the match. A fine match between these two teams. Waddell with a score for the Wolverines. Bergstrom with a score for the Saints. And it ends in a 1-1 draw.
Quite an exciting game. There was a lot of good play by both teams. Momentum shifted. Both teams scored. It ended the way it should have. No one dominated anybody else. There was tactics and adjustments made by both coaches and both teams that seemed to fit and produced for them at the times that they needed.
Well, thank you for being with us for KingCo 3A Girls Soccer. The final score, Bellevue 1, Interlake 1. For Bill Hansen, I'm John Horton. Special thanks to our producer this evening, Nathaniel Jackson, and Martin Stowe. I hope I got that last name right, our videographer for the evening. Once again, for Bill Hanson, I'm John Horton. Here's hoping you're always with good sports and in good spirits. Our final score from Bellevue Memorial Stadium, Bellevue 1, Interlake 1.